the sports podcast with the youngest, most daring, intrepid, gutsy, fearless host on the planet. Get ready for Jake's Takes. Here's Jake.
You seriously won't believe today's guest. He was named OHL Player of the Year and is the most decorated player in OHL history. He was drafted first overall in the 2015 NHL Draft by the Edmonton Oilers and was named the youngest captain in NHL history. Since entering the NHL, he's absolutely dominated the league. He led the league in points over the last 5 seasons. And he's also a 2-time Art Ross Trophy winner, a 2-time Hart Trophy winner, and a 3-time Ted Lindsay Award winner. And he's a 5-time NHL All-Star. It's my absolute honor to welcome to Jake's Takes the best hockey player in the world, Connor McDavid. What's up, Connor? How are you?
That was a heck of an intro, bud. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, this is seriously so special for me. Thank you so much, Connor.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And I got to give a major shout out to my guy, Adam, for all the help. Wow, he's an absolute gem of a guy. Am I wrong, Connor?
No, you're bang on. You're bang on. We're both lucky to have Adam. Adam's the man.
How was your summer? Did you do anything wild and crazy?
Nothing crazy, man. Just spent some time at the lake and nothing crazy. How about you?
Nothing really. Went out to LA, a couple places, went to camp. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. By the way, you went to the lake, so did you catch any big fish?
I got into fishing a little bit this summer. Nothing too big. Like just being out in the water with a couple of buds.
Okay, so you got a big win against Carolina last night. And once again, you dominated, putting up 4 points. How important was that win for the team?
It was a really big win for us. You know, obviously it's the start of the season, and we're still just trying to get our legs going. And we've had a little bit of a slow start, but a big win against a really good team.
Yeah, they're a very good team.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's crystal clear that you're the best hockey player on the planet. But I want to know, what's it like being Connor McDavid? I know you're humble and everything, but what's it like having the hockey world watch you every shift?
You know what? It's special. You know, I worked hard to play in the NHL, just like you work hard to do this podcast. You know, it's we all have our things, and for me, it's playing hockey and taking me to the NHL, and it's special to be able to play the game I love, and it's a dream come true.
Trust me, I love the game too.
I love that.
Do you feel any pressure knowing how good you are?
There's always pressure, but I'm hard on myself. I put more pressure on myself than anybody else. So that's kind of the only pressure I feel.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I recently had Seattle defenseman Jamie Alexiak on my show. We were talking about Sidney Crosby and how amazing he is at the game of hockey. And he told me that the only weakness of Sidney was he needs to improve his video game skills. So I want to know this about you, Connor. Do you also dominate in the video game stuff?
I'm probably a lot like Sid there. I don't really play many video games. I never really got into them. I'm not sure why, but just never did. How about you? What's your favorite video game?
Shell, probably.
Yeah. Who's your favorite team to use? Honestly.
Honestly, it's either the Leafs or the Oilers, because when I use you, I just fly through the team. Like, seriously, I'm not joking.
I appreciate that.
So I'm from Toronto, and it's real sad to see Jack Campbell leave. He was on my show, and he's seriously a really nice guy. And he's a heck of a goalie as well. How huge of a signing was Jack for the Oilers?
He's massive. As you said, he's a great guy, as you know. And we've loved having him in Edmonton, and a great goalie, and he's been standing in there for us, and he's been doing a great job.
I'm sure in the contract there was soup involved, right?
I'm sure there was.
Okay, so also last offseason, I was also devastated to see Hyman leave too. I mean, I think that Zach really brings so much to a team. His forecheck is just so good, and he wins so many puck battles. What's it like playing with Zach?
Yeah, we seem to be taking a few leaps off your off your hands, but we love having both those guys, and obviously Zach has fit in perfectly, and he just works so hard on the ice. I think you can see that, and like you said, his forechecking is unbelievable. Wins pucks back, and just a fun guy to play with, and a even better guy to have in the room.
By the way, has the team ever asked you to, like, at times hold back on being so physical? Because obviously the last thing they want is for you to get hurt.
No, the team doesn't tell me what to do in terms of that way. Obviously we're all out there competing, and that's what we love to do. And sometimes it gets physical, and that's the way it goes.
I'm also a big fan of Darnell Nurse. And last offseason, he got a huge reward big time when he got an 8-year extension. He's clearly regarded as a true number one defenseman now, and rightfully so. Do you think Darnell is on the same level as, say, Cale Makar, Seth Jones, or even like Victor Hedman? Because I think he's right up there.
Wow, these are well thought out questions, Jake. Good for you. Good for you. These are good questions. But yeah, I certainly think that that Nursey, is up there with those guys. The way he skates, the way he defends. He's a big physical guy, and he pitches in offensively when he can. And he certainly belongs, in that class of defenseman, and certainly has earned every cent and every year on that contract.
I'm sure, like in practice, when you guys do one-on-one drills and you see you're going up against them, you're like, shoot, man.
Yeah, no, we played together a long time. We trained together in the summer and skate a lot. So we love competing against each other. I think that's what makes us so close. We have a great friendship off the ice, and I think it kind of starts on the ice for us, just competing and trying to make each other better. That's what we love to do.
I'm not sure if you remember me, but I think it was one of your first years in the league. I went to watch the Bio Steel, and you were there, and you signed my jersey for me. And I'm pretty sure you were with Darnell then. So
yeah, it's been a long journey for sure.
yeah. Okay, so every year we see these ridiculous end-to-end goals that you score. And in all honesty, like what goes through your mind after you score these goals? Where you're like, shoot, how did I just do that, man?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's a little surprise. I think there was a little surprise after the New York goal. Other times there's, it kind of just goes exactly how I planned it. So there's no surprise at all. I think it's just, scoring goals is something I love to do, and scoring nice goals and big goals is what makes the game, so fun. And, I've been fortunate to score some pretty nice ones, and sometimes they go to plan, sometimes they don't go to plan, and I turn the puck over, and it's a mistake. So there's good and bad parts to trying goals like that, but when it works out, it's pretty nice.
So I know you've had so many of them, but one of the ones I want to point out to you is against the Leafs last year during COVID, when you just absolutely make the Leafs look stupid. After the game, I went out to TSN radio, and I officially deemed that goal the COVID-19 goal. Because, I mean, the Leafs were doing such good social distancing. There was no one within 6 feet of you.
That's good. That's good. I like that. That was, that was a nice goal. I guess we'll call it the COVID goal. It was a nice one.
By the way, just being from Toronto, is it true that players get this special jump in excitement when they play against the Leafs?
It's definitely fun. It's kind of the hockey, I guess. I consider it the center of the hockey world, Toronto, and it's the attention around those games is always so big, and usually have some family in town or some family in the stands, and that always makes it special too. So I think obviously being a Toronto kid, there's lots of different things that makes it exciting to play Toronto, and gives you a little extra jump, I guess.
Okay, so just 2 more questions. That's okay?
Go for it, bud.
Okay, so can you tell me which goalie you find is the hardest to score against?
Yeah, I think maybe Vasilevsky. You're a Toronto fan, so I'm sure you watched the Leafs Lightning series. He's a he's a special goalie. He's big and athletic, and he's tough. He's tough to beat.
Yeah, he's something special.
For sure.
Last question, Connor, and it's about the Battle of Alberta. There's just nothing like it. I'm a Leafs fan, and who doesn't love the Leafs Habs rivalry? But let's be real right now. The intensity and physicality of the Battle of Alberta series, it's just nuts. Tell me why it's like, what's it like playing in this rivalry?
Well, I remember kind of in the early 2000s. I'm not sure you'd be old enough to remember, but the old Battle of Ontario, with Gary Roberts and Joe Nieuwendyk and Daniel Alfredson and all these types of guys. Those were great series. The Battle of Ontario with the Leafs and the Sens. Those were some great battles. But certainly being a part of the Battle of Alberta is fun. And it's only getting better. Both teams are good and competitive, and so it makes for good hockey when we get together. And there's just such a long-standing history, with the two teams, and we're so close in terms of location, and it just the fans get into it. It just makes for exciting hockey, and like you said, it can get a little physical and intense at times, but it only makes it better. So we certainly enjoy beating the Flames.
So what's more exciting, scoring a goal at home against Calgary or scoring a goal on the road in their building?
Oh, that's a tough question. I would say, I love scoring at home. Scoring in front of our home fans is so special. They get loud and they get excited, and it's always fun to score at home for sure.
Connor, this was an absolute honor having you on my show today, and I still can't believe I'm talking to you. Did you enjoy your time with me today?
Loved it. Thanks, Jake. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Connor.